Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and as you can tell by the title, we are going to be setting up a very special little Apple computer here. Little is actually not the right word for this. Basically, in my first video that actually had computer-related stuff, I unboxed, where is it? Man, I don't know. But it was an Xserve power supply. And that goes to an Xserve 2009 or 2008 or 2006, the Intel Xeon Xserves. Basically, that Xserve is too loud for what I'm going to be doing with this, so I'm not going to be using it. This here is a Xserve G5, and it is going to be my main file server. So basically, I don't know if you can hear that chirping in the background, I hope you can't, but my window is wide open because my room gets like really hot around this time of day. Actually, it's just hot in general up here, so either it's too cold or it's too hot. In my last video I was saying how cold it was. Anyway, that's pretty off topic, but sorry for any background noise. You can hear windows open, so that's kind of a problem, but basically we are going to be installing OS X Leopard. This isn't Leopard server, it's just a generic copy of Leopard. So that is what this drive is for. I'll more on that later. But this machine is a dual 2.3 gigahertz PowerPC G5. It came with 3 500 gig drives. I believe those were in RAID 1. And then from there, it had 8 gigs of RAM. I took 4 gigs of that out because we're going to be, that box right there, in a few videos we're going to be unboxing that and putting that RAM in that machine. That is a Power Mac G5 dual 1.8. That's what that one is. And so, yeah, anyway. So, the 2 drives we have up here, we're going to use an 80 gig. That's going to be our, the boot drive. This came in the original Xserve that I got. That's the one that the power supply is for. And then this drive came with this Xserve, and that is going to be our storage pool. So I love that word, storage pool, or I love that term. It sounds so like not shared drive. But anyway, so the first bay we're gonna, let me just stuff it. I'm just gonna throw this drive in here. I don't have the mounting screws, unfortunately, but this machine isn't going to be like moved around or anything, and it's kind of a temporary file server. And these drives are already just, the standard human lives for an average of 100 years, I'm guessing, or like around 100 years. So basically these drives are about 75 or 80 on the getting to be dead scale, if you get what I'm saying. It's kind of morbid, but they're not on their last leg yet, but they were kind of like, I mean, they're old. I haven't been taking the best care of them. All my stuff is unorganized. They're kind of just like tossed around, or not tossed around, they're just like put around randomly, and I just hit the tripod with my chair. Let me just fix that. And my tripod is broken, so it's kind of hard to use now, hard to move around. But hard drives are installed. Once again, there's 4 gigs of RAM in here, so that was kind of a downgrade. I didn't get that on video because that was a couple months back that I took the RAM out. But I told you I'd get onto this hard drive up top. It is kind of like a NAS server hot swap kind of hard drive looking thing, but it's an 80 gigabyte Glyph server hard drive, or not server hard drive, studio hard drive. And my dad gave this to me, or my dad just let me use it. And it is a Firewire 400 drive. And this has 2 things on it. One of them is a clone of my original PowerBooks original installation, and the other one is on that G4 came something very interesting. There was a separate partition on the hard drive called Leopard Recovery Disk, and I can install Leopard from there. So that's what I have to put all that on a different drive sometime, because this one is probably failing as well. They're all my drives are pre-2009, except for an SSD I have. So they're all kind of getting old. So hopefully I can replace those. But down or over here, if we pan over, this is our setup for today. We have my generic keyboard. We have a wireless mouse that I hope works, but it might not because this is older hardware. And then we have a VGA monitor plugged into the PCIe graphics adapter. And then down here we have the power supply, or the power thing for my setup. This is a darn it, sorry about that. This is like a Furman Studio power conditioner thing. We're going to flip that on. Just push that back in there. It's just in the drawer. So you can see all that turned on. So let's pan over to this. Turn on the hard drive. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it just turned on. And the reason I'm using this Xserve as opposed to the other Xserve is because it's significantly quieter once it boots into an OS. So let's go ahead and hit the power button. So you can hear it's still pretty loud. It gets quieter. My tripod's horribly uneven. Sorry about that. But we are going to hold down Option, or spam Option. And we're in a boot menu. So you can see two drives come up there. I don't know how. You know, I really need to sort out this tripod, but anyway, I'm sitting in my chair, so let me make sure this is all even. But you can see two drives come up there. They are PowerBook clone and Leopard recovery clone. So, and my tripod's really shaky. I don't know if you guys can hear it, the fans slowly start to rev up. Sorry about my head in the way as well. Let's move to that one. Hasn't detected the resolution yet, so. And this is a power supply as well that I was talking about. Thought that was somewhere else. Alright, so let's select Leopard recovery clone and boot into that. So, booting off hard drive, you can probably not just turn off, but there's an orange light you can see blinking there. And that is the activity light, so we're booting into it. So we're almost there. Actually, we are there. And something that really makes me extremely mad is I just looked out the window and the lawn service is here. So hopefully I'm not recording while they're sitting outside my window revving the engine like they always do. So I'm gonna grab the mouse so I'm not blocking the shot, but we're gonna use English for our main language. And my book clone. So yes, that is not partitioned correctly, but we're going to be putting it on my book clone. This is just a generic hard drive I pulled from my stack, and basically it's called my book clone because I found a 1 terabyte my book clone, and that we saw that in the setup tour. But basically that that has a clone of my book that my dad used to have, presumably, and I archived that over to a 2 terabyte. So we're gonna call this let's boot HDD. So boot hard drive, and let me grab the mouse again. Just trying to not block the shot. Let me zoom in a bit as well. Now that that's not, or now that that's erased, we're gonna go into here and we're gonna call this storage. Right. Storage. Yes, that is spelled correctly. And we're gonna put my keyboard back up on the desk. It's plugged into the Xserve that is in the USB ports are on the back. So I don't really have much maneuverability with the keyboard. And the activity light on the hard drive on the Xserve is blinking. If we pan down here, we can see that. I only have 2 drives installed, so that one is just going to stay green, like all my Xserves do. And we're going to exit out of disk utility, and you can see we have our hard drive activity lights here. And something that I just realized, let's go back into disk utility and let me go back over to the display here, because we didn't partition it correctly. So let's go into there, let's go into partition. Options, Apple partition map for PowerPC Max, and let's call this boot HDD again, and partition and that should be good. So this comes up as a folder now, which is kind of weird, but it still works. And install. So we're going to go ahead and wait for this to finish installing. It's kind of cool. You can see the processor activity lights flashing or blinking because they are presumably they're PWM or something, and that's how they control them like that. Or the microcontroller just does it like that. Which is kind of cool. You can see them blinking. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and continue the video once this is installed. Sadly, we won't get a sound on the intro video, but what can you do? It's a server, so it probably isn't going to have sound capabilities anyway. Install succeeded. Mac OS X was installed on your boot at HDD volume. The computer must restart to complete the installation. Your computer will restart in 5 seconds. Click restart to restart the computer now. I had to say that really quickly, but the computer is restarting. You can kind of hear the fans revving up a bit. Alright, hasn't detected a resolution yet, as we all know that happens. And the power supply fans are really loud. I might actually look into changing those, because they're just like generic 40mm fans. Oh, that's kind of laggy. Hear the fans on the Xserve revving up. Must be pretty hot up there. So it's not. Certainly doesn't seem to be the best. It's really weird. It's not usually like this when I install OS X. That's fine. Just for now. So I'm gonna enter this information and I will continue the video once that is finished. So you can see we're in the Leopard desktop now. The fans are going up and down slowly, but she has an OS on her. So let's move the tripod so that's even. You can hear the processors are working pretty hard too. %. Let's go ahead and get our file sharing setup configured. So I'll try and not block the shot with my head, but I have to get pretty close to the computer. So first we're going to eject these, and this is our install and stuff drive. This is making me nervous. Fans are like really not cooperative. They're pretty iffy, but let's go into sharing, and I want to turn on screen sharing definitely. And never and never, there won't be any displays connected to this except through a KVM. So let's turn on the file sharing. I don't want to share my public folder. I want to share storage pool. So let's select that up there and add. Okay. That was weird enough. Forgive me if the tripod's messed up. It's really weird. So I'm gonna have everyone be able to see this. No one's gonna want to access it anyway, except me. So I'm gonna go into here and we're gonna do AMS server. So I don't know what that is. But we can access this from my home network at amsserver.local as long as you have your password and everything, and the username. Whatever the heck's going on with this thing. But that's actually going to be it. So, you don't really have to keep this running. I'm going to just make the labels on my hard drives a bit different. Or the labeling system for the, or you get what I'm saying. It's the grid and icon size on the desktop, and I'm going to put the labels at a different side. But I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. And that is very weird that the fans keep doing that. I'm sure it's just kind of warm from the installation, actually. Yeah, it feels kind of warm on the top. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Please remember to like or dislike. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see this go on my new setup pretty soon. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.